We live in this culture where we try to make everything easy. Like we have this attitude that if you have to work too hard, then you must be working at the wrong thing, that it should be easy. Today, we just want to encourage you. Just because it's not easy does not mean that it's not where you should be. Yeah, sometimes you just have to work your way through the trial, through the struggle, not give up on the process, continue, because family life is not easy.
Your home, it matters. You're there to make a difference. Welcome to Home Matters. We're so glad you're here.
I'm glad you're
So
here.
glad you could join us today. And
I'm glad you're here.
are you sure?
What do you mean?
She's been argumentative today.
I have not.
She's been a little feisty.
Today.
We're going to get that straightened out, though. We're going to get that corrected.
Hey, you don't even know what a feisty woman is.
Oh, baloney. You are plenty feisty.
Hey, look, I'm smiling.
You know, the reality is sometimes it isn't so easy out there.
What's not easy? Being married to me is a breeze.
I know it is. It is. Same with you. You got it made. But
this is true.
This brings us to
Just
our
look
topic
at me.
for today.
I haven't made.
Yeah, you do. You really do. I mean, you really do. Why do you keep laughing so hard at the truth?
It is true. I do love being married to
Who
this
said
man.
it was going to be easy anyway?
That's right. That's our topic today.
Who said
Podcast
it was going to be easy?
194. Who said it would be easy? I mean, we like easy in this world today, I feel like. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. You remember the Staples commercial years back? It had an easy button.
Yeah, I had an easy button.
Yeah, and you could just mash the easy button. I did.
It didn't work.
It just didn't work that way. It's the only thing.
It did.
And again, I think in life sometimes, I think it's easy for us to kind of set ourselves up.
Yeah.
It kind of
That's true.
sabotages our life, our future, because we have this mindset sometimes. Why is everybody always picking on me?
Why is
and
it so
that we've got this
hard?
mindset
This shouldn't be so
that we
hard.
thought everything be so easy. And the reality is there are places
that's just
where
not reality, right?
well, there are places where, you find your groove,
Yeah.
you find your sweet spots,
Find your rhythm.
whatever, your rhythms. And, life flows and seems to be easy, but there are tons of challenges.
Always.
Jesus said it this way. In John's gospel, he said, you got to know you're going to have troubles,
That's right.
but don't fear the troubles. So again, it's not always going to be easy.
overcome
He's overcome those. But again, we got to realize. So today we want to encourage you that if you're there in life,
If
maybe
it
you're in a
is
traffic
not easy
jam or
right now,
somebody's acting
traffic
up
jam.
or whatever.
Or you're sitting in the drive-thru and you have been for 30 minutes waiting on your cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's just the way it is sometimes. I hate
I
to
know. It's just
be that simplistic,
you
but
just have those times in life
really
that are
do.
not easy. But I feel like we struggle with those so much because we live in this culture where we try to make everything easy. Like we have this attitude that if you have to work too hard, then you must be working at the wrong thing, that it should be easy. You know what I mean?
sure.
You just kind of move on. If this is too hard, we'll just move on and do something else. But I don't know. As I was just looking over some of these notes, I just really felt like today we just want to encourage you. It just because it's not easy does not mean that it's not where you should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to work your way through the trial, through the struggle, not give up on the process, just continue, because family life is not easy. Marriage is not easy. There are times when it is I don't want to say a struggle. I don't want to use the wrong word here.
Yeah, you better not use it after the day we already had, after the way you've been acting today.
I'm sorry.
No,
me.
but again, it is the reality is relationships, any relationship, relationship worth having, you're going to deal with some friction sometimes.
That's right. That's right. You always say it this way, if there are two masses moving, then there's going
to
be
two bodies of mass.
Two bodies of mass moving, and there's going to be.
I learned that in physics class years ago.
It is. What else?
Yes, two bodies of mass. Not a lot. They threw me out, but I'm just saying, there's a place that you realize there are. Listen, conflicts happen,
right.
friction. That is life, and again, I think that when you realize the gift of the relationship, and it doesn't matter if it's marriage or your children or parenting,
what a gift,
whatever it is that you understand what a gift it is. I think when you realize the value, say it this way sometimes, when you realize the value, then the cost is negligible. It's not something you even consider, and that's true of anything in life. If you value something enough, you're not going to let the cost of it keep you or hold you back from that thing. So I think, boy, what would we do? How good is it that we could recognize that, man, this relationship is that valuable enough to us that we're willing to go through whatever it is, whatever kind of friction, whatever kind of things we have to work through. It's worth it because, this relationship is that value to me.
It's that valuable to me. Value
to me.
To us. 1 Corinthians 7, we teach from that passage a lot on the intimate, the sexual relationship. But down in verse 28, I love what it says. The Bible just tells us, look, you're going to have some trouble in your marriage. Essentially, that's what it says. There are going to be days that are going to come. You're going to have troubles. And if you've been married for any length of time, you understand that. I mean, there's sacrifice involved. There are going to be disappointments, expectations that weren't met. I mean, you may have, situations with jobs, financial struggles. There may be trouble in your intimate relationship, your sexual relationship. I mean, so many things. But you've already shared the passage in John that said, look, take heart. Jesus says, I've overcome.
Yeah.
And because he enables us, right? He graces us. If we will stick with him, if we'll do it his way, right? And he will bring us through that. And through that, we've seen it in our own life. You grow through those times. Man, you grow in your closeness, you grow in your intimacy, if you want to fight the whole process, you can grow apart during those times.
Yeah. But again, I think for us to realize that, man, all of us have different challenges in life.
For sure.
And again, you've used the word process several times. I think the process is always producing us. They're producing some progress in our. That's right. In our walk with the Lord. It should be. In our walk with each other, we should be growing. That should be I think the goal. If that's the right word, that should be that should be the target, that we're always growing. And in that, you can't just drop out of the processes.
That's true.
Those processes, those crises that you have, those difficult seasons, they're actually producing something greater. It's like fire that's refining, refining gold. It's refining, it's producing something greater of more value. And I think that when we abort the processes along the way, when we drop out of the processes, we don't get everything that we possibly could because we're not able to go through those difficult seasons. And what we're trying to say today is, look, it doesn't, just because it's not easy for the moment, it doesn't mean that it's not going to produce something good. It still can produce something greater in your relationship, in your marriage, man. One of our greatest seasons of our marriage was a season of crisis, not because of what we went through or what we've gone through at those times, but what it produced after.
That's right.
And again, it's not stuff that you want.
A time that was not easy, a time that, you'd say, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, multiple times.
Have you ever felt that? This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I thought it would be. I didn't think we'd ever face this. I didn't think we'd ever go through this. And, in those times, it's so easy. And we learned that, again, in culture. If it's not easy, then let's just go do something else.
Yeah.
No, but it's in those times, Eric said it, that you're refined, that your relationship is made stronger. We tell the story that this whole ministry came out of crisis in our relationship, in our time, that made us see that we do have something to value here. This is something worth fighting for. This gift that God's given us in each other, in this relationship and marriage, our family, this is something that is worth sticking around for. Let me say it that way.
I was reading an article not too long back. It's actually some study I was doing, but it said that couples who have considered giving up.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
That within 5 years, if they stay in there, when they consider giving up, consider leaving, consider divorce, when they made a decision to stay in there, those couples, about 70% of those within 5 years say they're more happy than they ever were before, and they found love and value that they didn't have before that period of time. Yeah. So again, it is something that is, again, just a fact of life that, again, you're going to have stuff. You're going to go through things. Again, John 16, I know that we've said it already a couple of times, but again, you got to know that Jesus leads us to an overcoming life. And that means that a lot of the things in this world that comes to trip us up or to kind of cause us to fall short, really and truly, those things that were meant to take you down, the world, the devil himself might have meant it for evil, but God can turn that thing and use it for something good. And that's a reality, especially with relationships. Man, we're so easy to give up on relationships, and that translates over into marriage. I would like to think that I'm your husband. I'm taking that you take me for granted. I hope that I'm that good of a husband, that you're that secure in my love, that I'm that consistent.
But that fights against everything, again, in culture. We don't want to be taken advantage of. We don't want to be taken for granted. We want to keep people guessing sometimes. I'm afraid.
And that's really bad when that's happening in marriage.
Yeah, and it does. But the fact that you said, I want to be for him to be able to take me for granted. To know that, hey, she's got my back. She's in my corner. We're a team. You mess with her. You mess with me. You mess with him. Just that we're together in this thing. And the enemy needs to know that too, right? Hey, if you take on one of them, devil, you bring it on two, because they're not going to fight each other. They're going to fight the enemy together. I think that's
and it's that kind of unconditional commitment that we made, that again, it's not that you abuse that
never.
That commitment. It's not that you ever take advantage of it. That's not real love anyway. But we're just saying there should be those places that again, we know that whatever we're going through, and we're saying that, man, you're going to go through, and if you'll just realize, hey, we're on the same team. We're going to make it through, and we're going to get on the other side, because it takes effort.
It does. We don't ever like to use the word work. We stay away from that word most of the time when you're talking about marriage. We like to use the word being intentional. And I think that's where you're going with that it takes some intentional effort on your part to do your part, right? To fall in line with your role.
Yeah.
The things that God's called you to do, whether it's husband or wife, or whether it's just, to love as he has loved, to let the fruit of the Spirit shine in your life, in your relationship, not just out there for everybody else, but love, joy, peace, all those things going
But there's something about giving everything you got,
So true.
And again, even though you go through some times, it's not easy. The reward of knowing that you've given everything you got in marriage, man, the reward of knowing, man, I hadn't held back. I've been vulnerable. I've given everything I got. The reward of that is real, and you experience that. And again, I think that we talk about things sometimes about what it could be or might be one day. I'm just saying, let's stop talking about what could be or might be. Let's start celebrating the fact that I'm willing to put in the effort that is needed
right.
and necessary to get through those difficult seasons, those when it's not easy, that I can make it through those seasons and come out every time, come out better, come out stronger, come out better equipped to deal with other things in our lives. Because again, I do believe that God's way works.
Absolutely.
And even though that may go against our nature, our human nature, it just works.
It works every time.
And you say, well, how do you know it works? Because I am
worked here.
A testament to that over and over again. When I know in my own life, I tell people, how do you, people say, well, how do you know that there is a God? Why do you believe in God? I got one reason.
It's easy,
It's
right?
real easy for me. Something happened to me. It changed. Something changed in me. One moment I was one way. The next moment I was another way. So again, I'm just saying that God's way works in your life if you just follow Him.
I love it. It works. And even though it's not easy all the time, man, it is so worth it. And the reward of the intimate relationship that God intends for you, man, the reward of that and living in that. What a beautiful place to live.
Right.
And man, we joke around a lot of times, and, we've been married almost 40 years now. Can you believe that? And Eric has said before, I'd do it all over again. And I used to say, well, I would do it all over again, but I wouldn't take every day.
I would do it every day.
You would do it every day?
Again. Yeah.
Okay.
And
what I was saying was I would do it every day, but I would not I would switch out.
You would leave out some days.
Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking, like the hard days. I would leave those out. And the joke is kind of on me because I really felt like the Lord.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's on me. I felt like the Lord just kind of quickened me one day when I said that, because it's every day that we've had, the good and the bad days, that have brought us to where we are today.
That's right.
And so I want you to see that in your own relationship. It may be a time right now where you are just in the grind. You are being pushed. You are being squeezed. You're done. You feel like you've poured out everything. Listen to me. If you will hold on, if you will be intentional, if you'll do the things you know you're supposed to do, if you'll let God work in your relationship, just know that every day God can take, as His Word says, and make something beautiful out of it, and bring you to a relationship that you would not have if you had not gone through those things. Right.
Ecclesiastes 4, you got that passage there.
Yes, this is so good. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 says, 2 are better than 1, right? Look, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up. Also, if two lie down together, they'll keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken.
Yeah.
Man, and what is that? That's the two of you and the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Man, you let Him be part of that equation. And the Word says that's a cord that you're going to have some trouble breaking. It's
not easily broken. Right? Again, I think that when we realize the value of what can be, again, we just can't always sit around and clap our hands about what can be. But if we can realize, man, God's got something in mind for our lives, and we're just going to embrace His life and His purposes and His ways, and let Him begin to show us and lead us, man, nothing like it on this planet. The joy of relationship, the fulfillment of relationship that is ordered and ordained by God, that He created for these purposes. Man, there's no closer relationship that we have than our spouse, our family relationships that we experience. Any relationship outside of our DNA. When we do it God's way,
do it His way.
Then, through the good and the bad.
That's right.
I always tell young couples this: be ready for one thing. They're getting ready to get married, and I tell them, I said, just know one thing: You got to enter marriage on the climb and always be climbing. But just remember, any plane that's going anywhere that's on the climb will always face turbulence. Some of the most turbulence when they're going up. And I think that's true with the relationship. Sometimes you got to go through the turbulence to get to a higher place.
That's right.
So.
No, you're going up, right? Man, God will bring you through it. Do it His way, man, and watch it work. Watch the beauty that can come even out of the crisis, even out of the hard time. Listen, do not give up. Nobody said it'd be easy. Don't you give up. Do not give up.
Who said it would be easy anyway?
I don't know. They never accomplished very much.
No, they haven't. But
that person that said it was easy.
Always, we just believe for you and your home, your marriage, your family, your relationships. Always believe. And again, just remember one thing. Always remember.
Your home matters.
Your home matters. And we're going to see you next time.